What is money? Sold Out of Nick here, and I really want to dive into this, at least the preliminaries of this, in many different ways so you can actually see a glimpse of where I'm going and what's going on. Money being both a store of value and a medium of exchange. And it is still serving decently well as a medium of exchange, and it's doing terribly as a store of value. And because of that, it's actually impacting its medium of exchange. So, what do I mean? I'm here in Hong Kong right now. We're eating, we're buying stuff, we're having stuff, and I'm noticing that there's so many stories, especially from my parents' generation, where they're talking about what the prices of things used to be. Like one of the things that cost us like $50, $100 now used to cost $2 when they were young. And so looking at that, holy crap, exponential change in the value of money. And there's a part of them still stuck on that. And so there's a time where they're like, oh, I can't take a taxi, I can't do that because I've got to do the cheapest thing possible. Not right or wrong, it's just noticing this. And why is this? Well, the fiat currency, the governments, they've gotten us to believe that inflation is inevitable. And so they get to keep inflating the money supply. And so they can actually keep printing things and doing the things that they want to do without as much consequence. And not something that we can do, but we're at the kind of mercy of that right now. And so it's not really great as a store of value saying, hey, I worked this hard, I want to unlock this work later on. How do I do that? And as a medium of exchange, great, because I'm using my money, I'm using my cash, everything else right now to buy things. We got some amazing new luggage, things like that, and I recognize right now I'm spending money on the things that actually matter to me, whether it's a service, got an amazing reflexology foot massage thing, whether it's on things like we got some really nice new luggage because we realized we're going to be traveling a lot more now. I got some great new light cotton clothing because it's local here. It makes sense. They're used to this kind of weather, this kind of heat. And how do I have more natural materials that are wicking away the sweat and the heat so I can actually be with it more? But then I'm looking at it and noticing everyone's talking about how do we store money, how do we invest money, all that stuff. And noticing now my idea is instead of saying I'm investing money, it's like, actually, how do I store this value of time that I have in the simplest way possible? Because I don't want to spend a lot of time on it either, doing that process. And the biggest two things I can imagine learning about now is actually selling fiat for Bitcoin, digital gold, or selling fiat for gold. And the reason is, and shifting it from buying Bitcoin and buying gold, is that I know that the fiat is losing its value. Inflation is creating the loss in value. Things are getting more and more expensive almost daily. And so therefore, even if the price, quote unquote, of the Bitcoin or the gold go up, it's actually making more sense to do it because it's creeping up faster as people are realizing this, that the money, paper money I'm holding on to is just losing value every day. So even if I'm getting 3 to 4% interest by putting in a bank account, that doesn't make as much difference as actually just buying the thing right now. And yes, the Bitcoin and the gold have a lot of volatility right now, but from everything I read, if it isn't being artificially depressed because of the different media stories and all this stuff, oh, it's just a waste of money, it's not actually doing anything, then it would actually be much higher. And it's not about looking at it, appreciating, going, wow, it's doing something. Rather, it's just helping to store that value of time better. And being an early adopter, relatively still on this, or even a late adopter in gold, gold has been used as a store of value for so long. We keep forgetting and then remembering and then forgetting and then remembering. And I say this because how do I deal with all this money that's flowing? Because it's supposed to be currency. And I keep bringing money back to currency because currency is supposed to flow. Currents, like the currents of water. And then I keep coming back to the currency of trust. Because really it is about trust. Like money doesn't have any value without inherent trust. And right now we've had trust in the governments up till now. Wow, we've had unprecedented feelings of peace for many of us, including myself, when there's been war and turmoil all around. And noticing that there's some seismic shifts coming up. I may not actually know when they're happening, but I know that they are happening. I'm feeling them. And how do I best prepare for it? How do I best prepare and have the assets ready to go to be deployed when I want to? Whether I want to rent a place, buy something, travel somewhere, support someone, do something. But really the currency I have, the abundance I have is in the trust. I trust myself so much now. First of all, I trust God, I trust gods, I trust the beings, I trust the entities, I trust the animal spirits, I trust the land. I trust so many people and so many people trust me. I keep saying if anything happened to me, I know there's so much support from my beloved, from my son, from my family that I don't actually have to worry about them. And I've guided them to be better at asking for help, because that's the other piece too. It doesn't matter if there's a ton of people around who want to help you. If you keep saying no, it's like someone throwing out all the life vests to you and you say, no, I'm waiting for someone else to give it to me. You're not going to get what you need. And so that's the other piece. I realize I'm really much better at asking for help now. And part of it is when I noticed my body and got guided through this yoga recently, I was like, I asked for the tools, I asked for the training, I asked for the guidance. I'm asking for the cash even now, right now, to be in Hong Kong. I'm asking for the weather. I'm asking for the divine to bring the people in my life to help impact in a way that I can better and better. To not get caught up in the things that aren't for me. So I can do more of this, even recording these videos, getting guidance on how to record and share and clarify the message. I know it's not perfect yet. I know it's not great yet all the time, and that's okay. And then how do I find that balance of spending time with the family, really loving that time, and then spending time away and doing this kind of work that's really meaningful and important to me because I really want to create what's next. And then actually taking a look. So let's come back to it so you notice how I get distracted by focusing on money as a store of value and the medium of exchange. So just take a look at your own perceptions of money. Take a look at what you're willing to hold on to dearly because this must be true, even if it's not working for you. If it's not working for you, why are you holding on to that? How about opening yourself up to the possibility that things could be different? And if you open up yourself to the possibility that things could be different, how do you look at it as both a medium of exchange, a store of value? And how do you come back to the currency and the currency of trust? Where are you in the currency of trust? Trust in yourself, trust in those you're close to. And if you're not feeling that with yourself and others, how do you actually prioritize that? Because if you don't trust yourself, oh my God, is it surprising that you're having trouble trusting others? And especially those closest to you. And especially, how is it that things are getting aggravated all the time? How do you slow down and come back to that? How do you get out of the craziness of trying to chase the next dollar, try to win the next lottery? Because really, most of us, including myself, are or were buying lottery tickets. Whether we call them investments or not, we're speculating, trying to get that quick fix, that quick hit. And even if things work out in the short term, it's gonna fail in the long term. I've known people who made hundreds of thousands of dollars quickly and then lost it all because they thought they had it figured out, rather than being able to sit back after a while. And so now, every now and then, after making great strides, take a moment to sit back and reflect. What have I learned? What am I learning? All right. Love you all. Ciao for now.